Pokemon Sapphire was my favorite Pokemon game when I was a kid, and I'd had to have played it well over 50 times. It's going to sound super cringe, but this game changed my life, and I've been wanting to revisit the Hoenn region for a while now. And to make it extra special, I wanted to revisit it using only shiny Pokemon. But ain't no way I'm shiny hunting in these original games. I mean, 1 out of 8,192 odds with 0 methods? No thank you. Luckily, Game Freak came in clutch with the 2014 remakes Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Not only are the base odds doubled, going to a shiny rate of 1 out of 4,096, there's also a bunch of new shiny hunting methods which look like a lot of fun, and most of them I've never tried before. So please join me on this adventure as I beat Pokemon Alpha Sapphire using only shiny Pokemon. It's got a new coat of paint, but this title screen is super nostalgic. The music, the animation, man, this might just be one of the best title screens in all of Pokemon. Just like the original games, we start off by stepping out of a van, setting the time, meeting the neighbor, and then of course, we meet the professor, who's being chased by a little Poochyena. Somehow Birch has less aura than Elm, which is kind of impressive. To save him, we'll have to make the hardest choice in Pokemon, picking a starter. And this is where my first shiny hunt begins, because unlike newer games, the starters aren't shiny locked, so I can soft reset until one shines. But the question is, who will I pick? Well, honestly, all 3 are pretty great, but I decided to go with the one I picked the most when I was a kid, and that's Treecko. It's a 1 out of 4,092 chance for Treecko to shine, so I was ready to be stuck here for a very long time. And on the 30th of December, 2024, after a month of on and off soft resetting, I could finally start my journey. Oh my god! Shiny Treecko! Let's go! Oh my god! Look at him, he's so freaking cool! Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. After about a month of soft resetting, granted I haven't been doing it like full on or anything. I just kind of do like a few every day, but like, oh my god. Oh, he's so cool. I think this is my favorite shiny of the 3, so I'm glad. Oh, it's so cool. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm like starstruck. I'm starstruck by a gecko with a red tail. I don't know what to say, but he's so cool. When I was a kid, I loved the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, and I still love this franchise to this day. I even have the special edition of Mutant Mayhem. So I was both shocked and excited to hear that Paramount is partnering with one of the biggest mobile games of all time, Raid Shadow Legends. They're adding all of our favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters into the game, and you can get the best turtle, Michelangelo, for free. All you have to do is sign into Raid for 7 days, which seems more than worth it to me. This is a limited time offer, however, so you have to get in quick, as you only have till the 30th of October. And Raid isn't done giving out presents, like what is this, Christmas in September? If you use my link down below or scan the code on screen, you will claim a massive starter pack, which will immediately give you a legendary champion, plus 3 more epic champions as you level up. It doesn't stop there, as you can also pick 1 out of 4 codes to redeem another legendary champion. I personally picked the Monkey King code to redeem Sun Wukong, and I was also lucky enough to summon Donatello and created such an awesome combo with Donnie reducing Wukong's CDs so he can use his powerful AoE attack more often. And this satisfying and rewarding gameplay loop is one of my favorite parts about playing Raid. Like, I was so hyped when I realized how strong this synergy is. It was also a huge help in getting me to level 13, which I needed to create my clan. It's called BP Nuzlocke, and you should all come join it. And by combining the starter pack from my code with the free Michelangelo, you'll have a massive head start in this amazing game. I named my shiny Treecko Edward, and to get to know my partner better, I thought I'd check his summary real quick. And apparently he's somewhat of a clown. Yeah, we're going to be best buds, I can already tell. While Edward cleans up the rival in the first route, I thought I'd take the time to tell you guys about how this run is going to work. First, my main goal for this run is to get a shiny before every gym badge, so I should end up with 8 shinies, not including any phases or duplicates. I also thought it'd be fun to use only native Hoenn Pokemon, since that's what I would do for my first playthrough of new games when I was a kid, and I started this run because I wanted to revisit Hoenn and play through it like I would if I was still a kid. So this also won't be a Nuzlocke, kinda trying to keep this one a bit more chill. Full disclosure, I am using a special 3DS, but I want this to be as authentic as possible, so I won't be using speed up and I won't be using rare candies. I just really want to relive my childhood a bit with this video. At the end of the route, there's a cute little scene of a bunch of Beautifly. It's small changes like this that really gives these remakes character. Or maybe I'm just a huge fanboy. I don't know, it could be both. Anyway, we made it to Petalburg City where we met up with our papa, and he immediately sends us off to help Wally catch his first Pokemon. And after that, he just sends me off to go challenge Roxanne instead. Bro doesn't think we're chill as hell, and he does not want to hang. Like, what the heck, man? Well, I guess I better go challenge Roxanne. But I'm not doing it because our dad wants us to, okay? I just want that to be known, alright? It's just so I can get more shinies. I don't care what he thinks. I really don't. It's just a dad. Who cares, man? Who cares? To get to Roxanne, I first had to make my way through the Petalburg Woods, which would normally be super chill, but much like my real life city, the crime rate in Hoenn has drastically spiked, and I'm jumped by a random hooligan. Instead of trying to steal my car though, he's trying to steal the research from a Devon scientist. Luckily, all he has to threaten us with is a small little Poochyena, and since we aren't Professor Birch, Edward easily defends us from a brutal mugging. I wish it was that easy in real life. I miss my car, man. With the criminal defeated, we can now exit the woods, and in Sapphire, I remember this NPC gives you the Bullet Seed TM. But Bullet Seed isn't a TM in Alpha Sapphire, so instead I got Echoed Voice. Great. I guess not every change is going to be for the best. Well, we don't need Bullet Seed anyway, since in Gen 6, Trico learns Mega Drain at level 13, which is more than enough for Edward to destroy Roxanne and her rocks. I will admit that turn 1 was looking pretty dicey. Geodude survives a Mega Drain thanks to its sturdy ability, then it hits a nasty crit Rock Tomb. Thankfully, Roxanne uses a potion on the next turn, but it doesn't heal Geodude back to full HP, so Mega Drain can finish it off, while also healing up Edward. Roxanne is now down to her Ace Nose Pass, and it's a bit tankier than Geodude, and so Mega Drain doesn't even bring it down to yellow HP. It then hits Ed with another Rock Tomb, and with a second speed drop, it now outspeeds. Though she just uses Tackle, and all that does is trigger Ed's Overgrow ability, boosting the damage of Mega Drain, allowing it to get the KO, earning us the first badge. After exiting the gym, I witness another mugging, though I decide to ignore it for now because with a new badge comes a new shiny hunt. And out of all the early game Hoenn Pokemon, there were 2 that stood far above the rest. First is Shroomish. I just love this guy, and his shiny is pretty great, becoming this nice red and orange color. But I already have a grass type, so that takes Shroomish off the table for now. Second is a contender for one of the best shinies in the franchise. And no, it's not Slack Off, though that guy is also pretty cool. And if Slacking Shiny didn't look so bad in 3D, then I probably would have punted this as well. So I guess there were 3, but the best one is Ralts. Now Ralts itself is a pretty great shiny, but it becomes one of the best once it Mega Evolves. I mean, holy slay, am I right, chat? The bright colors of the blue and white look so good when combined with the black dress. It's just a 10 out of 10 shiny. Now don't be fooled by Wally's first encounter being a Ralts. This Pokemon is extremely rare, having an encounter chance of 1%. Combine that with a 1 out of 4,092 chance to be shiny, and this hunt is looking quite impossible. Thankfully, Oras introduced a brand new mechanic called the Dex Nav. This neat little device allows you to search for any Pokemon you've caught, and to be honest, I'm not 100% sure how it works, but using the Dex Nav increases the shiny rate of the Pokemon you're hunting. This increases with search level and with something called a chain. A chain increases by knocking out the Pokemon you encounter with the Dex Nav, but there are multiple ways to break a chain. The main ways I would break a chain is by moving too quickly near the Pokemon, then overcompensating and going too slow, or because I would run into a random encounter. You see, normally when doing this method, you'd have a good supply of repels handy, but since it's the early game, I'm broke. Thus, I ended up breaking the chain so many times. It was actually really frustrating, and I was straight raging. Let's go. be so for real right now. I had such a good chain going. I had like I think it was like 6 or something, man. Oh my god. That was an overreaction, I'm sorry. it's just annoying. I'm not used to this. Thankfully, this ended up being the quickest hunt in the whole run, and so on the 17th of January, with a search level of just 53 and a chain of 4, I stepped on my second shiny. Well, I'm seeing a lot of exclamation marks, which I think is a good thing. Okay. Let's see. Let's go! Let's go! Only 50, I think 53? I think it was 53, something like that. Let's go. Okay, either that was really lucky or DexNav is broken. Only 53 encounters? Let's go. Oh my god. It's great ball, this thing. I think it was exclamation mark, mystery terrain, and then the potential. So, let's go. Now here's the thing about rolls. It sucks. Okay, at least until it evolves into Gardevoir, but that's okay. Alphonse here can just rely on his big brother Edward to keep him safe until he's strong enough to fight for himself. Oh, also, Ed evolved into Grovyle while trying to chain, and this is one of my favorite second stage starters, and its shiny is so clean. The red leaf just pops so well. Well, I guess I better go help that poor guy, and so I tracked down the Team Aqua Grunt, only to find out he committed one of the worst acts in all of Pokemon. He stole Pico! Pico, no! Alphonse, wreck that guy. His weak Poochyena is like one of 2 good matchups for Alphonse in this early game, and with 2 disarming voices, we've beaten the criminal and we've saved Pico. Oh, I guess the scientist also got his research back, but you know, that's not as important as Pico. He also brings us back to meet his boss, who in turn tells us to head over to Doofwood Town to give his son a letter, which is convenient because that's also home to the second gym. So after a majestic trip with Mr. Briny and Pico, we've made it to the second gym. I mentioned before that Alphonse has 2 good matchups in the early game, the first being Poochyena's, and the second is any fighting type. No matter how squishy he is, having a 4x resistance is a huge advantage, and Brawly, the second gym leader, uses fighting types. And even though I just hyped up having a 4x resistance, it didn't even come into play as Ralts wasn't hit once. Machop lives the first disarming voice, but then uses Bulk Up, giving Alphonse a free KO on the next turn. Brawly then sends in his Ace Makuhita, and just like Machop, it survives the disarming voice, only to waste its life using Bulk Up. And so a second disarming voice earns us the second badge. That was so easy. After an easy victory against Brawly, I head into the Granite Cave to deliver the letter to Steven. And I really like what Game Freak did here, with it showing us the ancient art on the wall with this quick little cutscene. It really helps to understand why Steven is here, and it makes it feel less like a random side quest and an actual part of the greater story. Overall, all these little scenes really make Hoenn feel alive, and in my opinion, this is what a Pokemon remake should be. But I'll save my review for the game at the end of the video. But now we travel over to Slateport, which is overrun with Team Aqua criminals. But I don't care about all that noise. I'm here to find my next shiny team member. Now normally when I do these runs, I'm doing a hardcore Nuzlocke, so I tend to go for shinies that give me the best chance of beating the next gym leader, so I don't wipe and waste the countless hours it took me to find my shinies. But this isn't a Nuzlocke, so instead of finding the best counter to Watson, I can just pick the shiny I want the most. And so I'm going to hunt for one of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon. It's not the strongest Pokemon available, but it's certainly the cutest. My third team member is going to be Minun. I've loved this Pokemon since I got these cards as a kid, but I rarely used it in my Sapphire playthroughs, so I'm pretty excited to see what it can do. Now there are only 2 ways to find this shiny. I could use the Horde method or the DexNav. I've already used the DexNav, so I thought it would be more fun to use the Horde method. The only problem is in Alpha Sapphire, it's extremely rare to find Minun in a Horde encounter, and when you do, it's surrounded by 4 Plusles. Not to mention, there's a 60% chance for the Horde encounter to be Magnemites. With all the odds stacked against us, it was a miracle that I somehow... Oh, shiny Magnemite. Okay, obviously not what I'm looking for, but it makes sense that I phased here. Oh, it's still a pretty cool shiny. And definitely one that I would use if I didn't give myself the arbitrary Hoenn rule, but yeah, I can't be too bad. This is going to be a tough hunt, I think. Oh, it does look cool. Oh yeah, now I just gotta get rid of all these guys. Oh, this is gonna take forever. Yeah, obviously I phased. The odds are so against me that it's crazy I even tried using the horde method. But I didn't give up. I sat there for another 9 hours, spamming sweet scent, and my reward? Oh wait, that's shiny! Oh no. Oh, I'm both excited and not, obviously. That was way longer than Magnemite. That was way longer. Oh my god. I'm happy because it's a shiny, which is obviously hype, but it's also not what I'm looking for. Oh, it's not okay. Also, shiny Minun like clears this, right? Like this. Oh my god. I'm annoyed and I'm happy because it's a shiny, but like again, it's just not what I'm looking for. Oh my god. Anyway, this is another annoying little horde battle. Look at it, man. It's just not as cool. It's just not. I think I have to give up horde hunting and go to Dexnav, I think. Yeah, okay. Now I give up. The reason why horde hunting is so good is because it's meant to give you multiple encounters of the same Pokemon. But I'm encountering about 50 Plusle and Magnemite for every Minun. The ratio just isn't looking good. So I have to find and catch a Minun to then use the Dexnav method. But my god, this was not any better. For some reason, it would rarely spawn when I searched, so I had to keep resetting the area. But I kept going, and after 659 Dexnav encounters, I could finally lay eyes on one of the cutest shinies of all time. Ooh, wait, this one's shiny that's so lit. It has Discharge and Bolt Absorb. Oh, it'd be so good if this one was shiny, actually. Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god. Yes! It's so cute. It's so cute. Oh, and this is like perfect Minun as well. Oh my god. Look at it. Look at her, sorry. Look at her. She's adorable. And I've only been recording for 4 minutes. Oh, let's go. Thought I was gonna be here all day again, but that's so hype. Yes! Yes! Oh my god. I did it. I can't believe I did it. Oh, that was way harder than I thought it was going to be. I got Alphonse on the 17th of January, and I found Winry on the 8th of March, which is almost 3 months of hunting. To be fair, it wasn't constant hunting, I was doing other stuff, and I did waste a bunch of time on horde hunts, but still, it was a mission to get Winry, but I'm glad I did. Because of the Dexnav, she's got the move Discharge way earlier than she should, which is the perfect answer to the Team Aqua grunts. And it's super satisfying watching my cute little mouse one-shot organized crime. This is also where we meet Archie, the leader of Team Aqua, and holy glow up. He's ironically looking pretty hot. He doesn't battle us or anything, he just kind of runs off. See that, Winry? He's scared of you. Yeah, you're pretty dope. Can I be honest with you guys for a second? While I love my team to bits, they aren't well built for the battle against Watson, and I'm getting very nervous. Before that though, I do have to take on the infamous second rival battle. I know a lot of people say they have trouble with this fight, and it does kind of make sense. She does have a strong Biograss Water core, but I personally rarely struggled. Let's see if this run is any different. May leads with her Wailmer, but Winry is an absolute unit and quickly takes it down with 2 discharges. Her Shroomish, however, hard walls poor Winry, so I do need to switch out for Edward, who can build up his power with Fury Cutter, getting the KO while taking minimal damage. May is now left with her Ace Combustion, which is honestly the only threat on her team. And I thought, maybe Fury Cutter could do some decent damage since it's been ramping up. But I didn't really account for Combustion, 4 times resisting the attack with its firefighting typing.
so it did an embarrassing amount of damage. Edward is able to survive the incoming flame charge with just 6 HP, and before he faints, he gets some chip damage off with a quick attack. Mei starts playing with her food a bit and uses sand attack, giving Edward another chance to attack, but I messed up and it outspeeds and KOs Ed with a double kick. Well, Winry, it's up to you, buddy. Winry's cuteness must have broken Mei's brain, because instead of using double kick or flame charge, she uses peck, which isn't very effective. Winry then lands a Thunder Wave, significantly lowering combustion speed, which means she can now outspeed and use Encore, forcing the bird to spam not very effective pecks. And so, Winry can win us the battle with a couple of discharges. Winry has been such a trooper already, but she isn't done showing off yet. Trust me on that. Though she could show off some mercy, come on Winry, Wally's just a kid. Don't get it twisted though, we can't hold back against Watson. His team hard walls my shinies. It's so bad in fact that I have to teach Edward Rock Smash to even stand a chance against his Steel type Magnemite and Magneton. While I did update Edward's moveset, my secret weapon for this battle was actually Winry. You see, with the Dex Nav encounters, you have the chance of getting a Pokemon with its hidden ability, and Winry has Volt Absorb, making her immune to electric type attacks. So I, of course, lead this battle with Winry, while Watson leads with his Magnemite. Discharge from Winry does really good damage, and Magnemite falls for our trap and tries to use Volt Switch, which as I explained before, Winry's immune to. But here is the most overpowered part. Since she outspeeds, she can use Encore on Magnemite, making it so it can only use Volt Switch. And since she's immune to it, she easily wins the 1v1. Voltorb is next for Watson, and it also takes pretty good damage from Discharge, but then it uses Charge. So then Winry locks it in to using Charge to give Edward the free switch. Man, that whole sentence like didn't flow at all. Anyway, 2 Rock Smashes from Ed does bring it into the red, but then the Encore ends and Voltorb Volt switches into Magneton. Thankfully, Rock Smash is super effective and it does get the defense drop, but Magneton confuses Ed with Supersonic, and I just don't want to deal with that, so I switch him out for Winry. She lands a soft discharge before also being confused. She then proceeds to hit herself in confusion, and then she does it again. She can land one more discharge, but my goat does fall to a Magnet Bomb. She's a hero and got Magneton low enough for Edward to finish it off with one more Rock Smash. Watson sends in and heals up his Voltorb, but now that it doesn't have the special defense boost, Edward is able to 2-hit KO with Mega Drain, winning us the 3rd gym badge. I have a bit of traveling to do to get to the location of my next shiny, and on the way, something super embarrassing happens.
Hopefully Ed just... 2 shots here. Ugh. Oh, it's boosting its special defense. Please, Nubble. This thing's actually so annoying for my team. I have nowhere to hit it. Defense drop? Big. Ow. Okay, we got it low at least. We might die here though. Yeah. Edward. Okay, it's fine. It's low enough that, like, Winry can deal with it. But I don't know what this guy has at the back. Or chick, sorry. Can't remember what gender it was. Like, even though it's not very effective. Oh, no. Okay, that's a semi-low roll. This surely doesn't like... Oh. Oh no. Okay. Alright, as long as this next Pokemon It's like easy to deal with, I guess. Roselia. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I can't hit this with discharge. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, we only take like 2 more of those. How much does Swift do then? Pretty much the same. Oh no, I'm about to wipe to a random trainer. And his Nummel got most of the KOs. This is so embarrassing. No. Stop healing, please. Let me go out with my pride at least. Get you to delete yellow HP, please. Oh, I should have encored it into using Leech Seed. I'm so stupid. My bad, actually. Oh well. Yeah, I should have encored it into using Leech Seed because it would have been fine. So embarrassing. Oh my god, so embarrassing.
Yeah, I really need an option for grass types. But now though, the best I can do is go train up Alphonse so he finally evolves into Curlier, bringing him one step closer to being a powerhouse. For now though, it is enough to help me get through the Meteor Falls, where Team Aqua seems to be harassing scientists again. It's like all they do in this game, to be honest. May and I jump in and have a cheeky double battle, which we easily win. And this is when we are first introduced to Team Magma and their leader Maxi. And compared to Archie, he has 0 aura, to the point that an Aqua Grunt, Grunt by the way, just steals the meteor right in front of him and they run away. Could have done something there. Surely, buddy. Surely. Once all the commotion settled down, I was ready to start my 4th shiny hunt. On the base floor of Meteor Falls, you can only run into 2 Pokemon, Zubat at 75% or Lunatone at 25%, and my target was obviously Lunatone, a shiny that is highly underrated. Sadly, it isn't a horde encounter, and I'm pretty sure I can't Dex Nav in here, so I won't be doing any fancy methods for this hunt. It'll just be a good old-fashioned run around and pray kind of hunt. And after seeing 3,482 Zubats and 2,137 Lunatones, I finally found a shiny.
Okay. You ever like, I don't know. That kind of sucks. Okay, it does it because it's a shiny. I love shiny Zubat. But I only want to use Hoenn Pokemon, so it's kind of rough, right? It's kind of so rough. I was like, I'd have to check the encounters, but this took me a while. I'm pretty upset. But I'm also not because it's a shiny. I don't know. We just gotta try again, I suppose, after we catch this guy. And I do love shiny Zubat, don't get me wrong. Alex is my first shiny, so I have a soft spot for him. But still, it's not the Lunatone I was after. Over 5,000 encounters just to run into a Zubat is a little disappointing. But it's bound to happen when you can't isolate an encounter. Well, all I can do now is keep grinding and hunting. And thankfully, it was only another 3,000 encounters before I found my target. Oh, wait, that's shiny! Let's go! Oh, let's go! Oh, I'm so glad it didn't phase again. Oh, my lord. Look, sorry. I don't know what's happening. Oh my god, look at him though. He's so beautiful. Well, guess look at them. It's gender neutral. But still. Oh my. Winry, we've seen you enough. I want to see the Lunatone. Look at it. Alright, let's T-wave this thing. Try and catch it. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy. I named my shiny crescent moon Hohenheim, and the first thing I do is go out and compare it to another Lunatone. He looks so beautiful. Also, if you guys are enjoying the video so far,
consider hitting that like button and subscribing, and if you have the option to, hype the video. And while you're down there, let me know who your favorite shiny Mega Pokemon is. Mine is coming up later in the video, and no, it's not Mega Gardevoir, so I don't want to spoil it. But I'd love to hear yours. Also, there is a naming theme for this video if you want to have a guess while you're in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Let's get back into it. While I spent the better part of a month looking for my shiny Lunatone, Team Aqua got busy setting up at Mount Chimney. Hear that, Hoenn? If they end the world, it's your fault. We make our way up to the top of the mountain, and after wiping the floor with Shelly, we have to battle Archie. Okay, Hoenn, it's your responsibility to take down Archie. Well, he tried his best. Mighty Anna was left pretty low, so Alphonse can snipe it with a Draining Kiss. And Archie must be feeling pretty nervous because he sends in his ace early. I was feeling super optimistic that Alphonse could either outspeed or he would throw to use a random mood. But Sharpedo is locked in and one-shots Alphonse with an insurance. I send in Edward, who is ready to avenge his fallen teammates, and Mega Drain gets the one-hit KO. What a beast. His matchup against Golbat isn't the best, but he can land a super effective Rock Tomb before having to switch to Winry, who finishes the battle with a Discharge. I know I played that about as badly as I could have, but that fight was a lot tougher than I thought it would be. Plus, Archie says he wasn't even using his full power, so that's a bit worrying. He does concede this time, so we jump down the mountain to Lava Ridge Town, home to the 4th gym leader, Flannery. I know Hoenn didn't have a great showing against Archie, but he's ready to make a name for himself in this battle. Now, Flannery's level cap is level 28, but Lunatone learns Psychic at level 29. And I know this isn't a challenge run, but I'm still trying to stay within a level cap, so I had to come up with a plan. Flannery leads the battle with her Slugma, which just so happens to be one of the weakest Pokemon in the game. And I edged Hoenn's experience so that after he one-shot Slugma, he levels up to level 29, learning the move Psychic. This move is so broken for this early in the game. So strong in fact that it one-shots her Numel. Not impressed? Okay, it also two-shots Torkoal and wins the battle without Hoenn taking any damage. Better start respecting Lunatone, guys, or they'll come for you next. The last two shiny hunts took me so long to find, so I just really didn't feel like shiny hunting straight away, and instead I got prepared to face Norman. And his level cap is level 30, which just so happens to be the level Alphonse evolves. So I went around battling every trainer I could find, and this took so long. Since Curlier is so weak, he can't just 1v1 most Pokemon, so he's forced to cut the XP. I battled everyone I could, but I still had to go battle wild Pokemon until Alphonse finally leveled up. Okay, with this magical leaf, Alphonse will finally be evolving and will be so much more, I was gonna say useful, but that sounds harsh, but it's kind of true. He'll be more useful now. And he gets Psychic. Oh my god. Alright, thank you, Camper Travis. You were the one to push Alphonse over the edge. God, I'm so excited. Okay. Let's see it. He's beautiful! He's so beautiful. Oh, it's so much stronger now. Let's go. Oh. Took so long. Alphonse is now a monster and he isn't even at full power yet, though hopefully it is enough to help me defeat Norman. And I do something I haven't done since Brawly, and that's lead the battle with Alphonse. He is staring down a Slacking, but he isn't the weak little Curlier anymore. I used turn 1 to set up a Calm Mind, predicting a Yawn, but I was very wrong. It uses Retaliate. But like I said, he isn't that weak boy anymore. He's a man. He tanks the hit and with a +1 in special attack, Alphonse one-shot Slacking. Let's go! He then one-shots Vigoroth as well, and it was looking like an easy sweep, but Norman's higher level Slacking, Liz Psychic with red HP, and Chip Away takes down Alphonse. He did a fantastic job and does deserve the rest. I send in Edward and I thought it would be an easy KO, but Norman heals Slacking back to full HP with a Hyper Potion. Edward and Slacking continue to trade blows, but in the end, Edward is the one to fall. It wasn't for nothing though, because Wenry can come in and clean up the low HP with a discharge. Not only earning me the 5th badge, but also showing my dad that I am in fact super chill and he should hang out with me more. After defeating Norman, we're gifted the Surf HM. This is super handy because it's not only necessary to continue the game, but I also need it for a future shiny. Before all that though, I get interrupted by an event exclusive to these remakes, where Steven and I travel to Eon Island to rescue Latias from Team Aqua. Quick side note though, look at Matt. He is an absolute unit in this game. What the hell? The battle itself is easy enough, and afterwards Latias joins the team. This Latias can be shiny, and I do love shiny Latias, but the hunt is just way too obnoxious, and I'm also way too lazy. So in the end, I do end up skipping this hunt. I am well aware that I need to get 2 shinies before the next gym, but trust me when I say they'll be worth the wait. Actually, you don't have to wait at all, because I head all the way back to Route 114, and my target here is Swablu. When I was a kid, most of my Sapphire teams would have an Altaria, so I just had to get my hands on a shiny Altaria for this playthrough. Plus, its Mega Evolution is an S tier design. It's just a massive cloud. How can you not love that? This ended up being a really fast hunt, and after 1045 encounters on the 23rd of April, my golden bird appeared. Oh, let's go! Wait, that was like... I was gonna say so quick. It wasn't so quick, but it was pretty quick. Compared to like Lunatone and Winum, and Minun. Oh my god, I combined her name, her nickname with her Pokemon name. This was pretty quick. Okay, Horde Method, pretty good. It's not showing my golden. There it is. Okay, cool. I thought I was going crazy for a sec. Maybe I imagined it. Oh, it's so cute though, right? Oh, look at it. It's just a little Burby. Okay, here's the annoying part though. I gotta go and knock all these guys out. All right, well, I'm probably gonna stop talking now and go deal with these dweebs. But shiny Swablu, so dope. Rose apparently is capable of taking hits, which is good news because the team is not tanky at all right now. I do still need to get one more shiny. Unfortunately though, I can't do that right now as Team Aqua are blocking the path. So it's time to raid the Weather Institution. The grunts were pretty easy to deal with, except for this one little incident. Oh my god. Hey, please hang it yourself, man. Please. Oh, what are you doing? Hey. Don't hit yourself again this time, please. What are you doing, Edward? Okay. You need to break through one time. Yep. You're +1 attack now. It's fine, you live this. Beast. Just don't hit yourself. Or do. 3 times in a row. Oh, Edward. Oh, Edward, buddy. Oh my god. Besides that one little mishap, I'm able to get to the top floor of the Institute with no problems. And the only Pokemon Admin Shelly has is a Sharpedo. Edward, surely you have this in the bag. Oh. Oh no. Edward, buddy, we need to talk. Why do you keep hurting yourself? Winry is here to pick up the slack, and all it takes is one single discharge to win the battle and save the scientists. I still just have one more battle to get through before I can get to the location of my next shiny. And this time, it's May that stands in my way. Edward is a bit embarrassed by his performance in the Weather Institute, so he's rearing to prove himself against May, and I have to give him credit. He goes crazy. 2 Leaf Blades for Wailmer, 2 Digs for Combustion, and a couple more Leaf Blades for Shroomish. And now, I can finally hunt my next shiny. In the original Hoenn games, Feebas was a nightmare to find, but in the remakes, it's a 100% encounter when you fish under this bridge. Gen 6 also introduced a new shiny method called chain fishing. The method is simple. The more times you reel in a fish without failing, the higher the chance for it to be shiny. This method is honestly pretty broken, to the point that Feebas only took about like 2 hours to find. It would have been quicker, but I'm awful at fishing. But I did eventually get a chain of 44, and going on the 45th fish, this happened.
Oh, let's go! Shiny Feebas! That was so quick. Oh my god. Dude, fishing's OP. Oh my god. I don't think Feebas, shiny Feebas is like this easy in any other game, by the way. Like, not even Scarlet and Violet. Like, even in Scarlet and Violet, games that are super easy to shiny hunt in, this shiny's hard to get. I can't believe how easy that was.
I named my beautiful yet ugly purple fish last, and I knew I had to max out Lux's beauty stat to evolve him, but I thought you could only get the Pokeblock maker after beating Winona and getting to Lily Cove, so Lust will be a Feebas for a while. Rose, however, evolves at level 35, and it took a lot of tedious grinding, but she does reach level 35 and evolves into the beautiful shiny Altaria. I must say though, I much prefer Altaria's 2D sprite. I just like how it kind of hugs itself with its wings, kind of gives it more of a cloud shape as well, but Rose is definitely still a gorgeous shiny. This has been a super long split, but it's finally time to challenge Winona. I know Winry is going to be an absolute unit in this fight, so she leads the battle and she proves me right by one-shotting Swellow. Winona knows that her ace is the only Pokemon that stands a chance against Winry's power, but Winry is a slippery little mouse, so she Volt Switches into Rose, and Rose gets so close to getting the KO, but Altaria lives with red HP and retaliates with a Dragon Breath of its own. But remember, Rose is able to tank a hit, so she shakes off the super effective attack, and after Winona heals with a Hyper Potion, Dragon Breath brings it back down to half HP. It might be a roll for another Dragon Breath to kill here, but Rose isn't a gambling girl, so she lands a critical hit to guarantee the kill. Unfortunately, Winona sends in Skarmory next, and Rose cannot touch this thing at all. So she puts it to sleep with Sing to try and give Winry a free switch in. Of course, it does wake up turn 1, so I guess it didn't really matter. But Steel Wing doesn't do that much damage anyway, and Winry gets the final KOs onto Skarmory and Pelipper for the win. I have to say, I've been super impressed with Winry's performance in this playthrough. I know it's partially because I got super lucky with Discharge, but still, she's proven she's more than cute cheeks and long ears. And now that we have a new level cap, Edward can finally evolve into his final form, and Shiny Sceptile looks so good. It might actually be my favorite of the Hoenn starters, and now it's time to show off Shiny Mega Sceptile. Oh dude, this poor Nuzleaf. Oh, it looks so good. Oh my god, okay. Oh my god. We get to Mega Evolve him. Oh, I'm so excited. Dude, let's freaking go. Oh, okay. It doesn't not look good. It looks amazing, no. It looks so good. Okay, one-shot this guy. I go higher on the next one. Okay, not a one-shot. That's fine. No, please. Oh, my lord. Hey, no. We only got to connect once. It's fine. Please don't hit yourself. I swear, Edward, please. It'd be so embarrassing. No! What are you doing? Okay, we 4 times resist. It's fine. Just don't hit yourself again. We're all good. Come on. Breakthrough. Don't hit yourself, please. Oh my god. buddy, please. Okay, I could switch, but I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward. Edward pulls through this time. He pulls through. He pulls through. He's pulled through. What are you doing? Oh, that's so embarrassing. Ed, please. That's so embarrassing, man. Oh my god. He might be able to Mega Evolve, but he's still Edward. Still such a clown, man. What is he doing? Unlike last split, I wanted to get to my next shiny as soon as possible, so I could evolve it as quickly as possible. So I speed ran through the following routes to end up at Mount Pyra. This is the home of my next target. A Pokemon that you couldn't actually find in the original Sapphire, as it was a Ruby exclusive. But in the remakes, you can find Duskull in both versions. This ended up being a blessing and a curse, because on one hand, I got to hunt for shiny Duskull, which is an awesome shiny. On the other hand, the dex nav for this hunt is so annoying. Like, aggravatingly so. It's obnoxious. Most dex nav encounters stay still and wait for you to run into them. Duskull, however, teleports all around the area, and it doesn't just do this like once or twice, it does it a crap ton. It is super frustrating. And there were several times that I just failed a chain because it kept dodging me until it despawned. Eventually though, I did track down my shiny. Yes! Yes!
Oh my god, yes. Oh, you don't understand how annoying this has been. Oh, we did it. Let's go, dude. Oh my. Oh. Yes! It looks so good. No, I punched my mic. It looks so good, no? Look at him. Oh, he's so pretty. Oh my god. I think this was... Oh, I just saw the search up. I can't remember. I want to say like close to 700. It was like six. It was 6 something, but like closer to 700 than it was to 6. If that makes sense. Oh my god! What a painful dex snap hunt. Actually, like this thing broke my ankle so many times. Whew. Alright, I'll catch it now, MB looks incredible, and I can't wait for him to evolve. Thankfully, there are a bunch of Team Aqua grunts to farm XP from. Even Admin Matt was nothing more than a glorified XP candy, as Edward finally gets to show off his mega form without embarrassing himself, one-shotting Sharpedo with a leaf blade. Archie does still take off with the blue orb, and we're given the red orb, and while running away, Team Aqua did mention something about Slateport City, so I waste no time flying over there to try and put a stop to whatever they're planning. Like always though, I am too late, and they've already stolen a submarine, which they used to run away from me yet again. And so I tracked them back down to Lily Cove City, and Archie is certainly slippery, as by the time I made my way through the Aqua hideout, he was already leaving. I gotta say though, the sub, it does look pretty awesome. It looks sick. What can I say? Oh, Matt also battles me, but it's just one Sharpedo again. They probably could have given him a bit more diversity, but hey, what do I know? I don't make games. Team Aqua did go underwater, so I need the dive HM before I can continue chasing them. And so my next destination was the 7th gym. MB didn't get enough experience from Team Aqua, so it was nice for him to have access to frail psychic types that he could prey on for experience. And it's here where he finally got the levels needed to evolve into Dusclops. This is another shiny that I think looks incredible, but its 2D version kind of clears. It just used to be so much more of a pronounced red. Does that make sense? Like it just popped more. Again though, MB still looks bloody awesome in these games. I'm just saying 2D, it looked even better somehow. MB will also be a key player in the upcoming battle against Tate and Liza. Before I challenge the twins though, I do need to do some extra prep. First is getting Altaria's Mega Stone from this guy in Lily Cove City. I then head into the Lily Cove department store, which sells the Hyper Beam TM. I give Rose her Mega Stone and teach her Hyper Beam. And now, I'm ready to take on Tate and Liza. The battle against Tate and Liza is a double battle, and they only have one Pokemon each, being Solrock and Lunatone. So you might think it's weird that I send in Rose and
Envy. Okay, well, Envy makes sense being a ghost type, but Rose is a flying type. Well, she is until she Mega Evolves, becoming my favorite Mega Evolution, Shiny Mega Altaria, which becomes a Dragon Fairy type. And it has the ability Pixelate, turning all normal type moves into the Fairy type instead. This makes Hyper Beam a base 150 Fairy type attack, and that's before Stab or the Pixelate boost, which easily one-shots Solrock. Envy's Shadow Punch isn't as impressive as Rose's Hyper Beam, but it still does massive damage, and Rose has to recharge on the next turn, so Envy gets to claim the final hit himself with a second Shadow Punch, earning us the 7th badge. I leave Titanize's gym and there is a massive beam of energy coming out of the ocean. Wow, potentially the end of the world. Better go check that out. Nah, the world is gonna have to wait for about, I don't know, a week at least, a month at most. Look, I've got one last shiny to hunt, and not even the end of the world is going to stop me from getting it. To begin my hunt, I travel over to the Shoal Cave, a place I feel like only exists for this Pokemon. My final shiny was going to be Shiny Spheal. Spheal and its evolutions are another set of Pokemon I really liked as a kid, but I never used because I simply just didn't know where to find them. So I'm ready to reclaim that lost time by seeing thousands upon thousands of these little spherical cuties. And after fighting around 400 hordes, I had my hands on the final shiny. Oh, Shiny Spheal! Yo, let's go. Oh, it's so cute. Look at him. Well, I can't because Envy's taken up the screen. Look at him, he's so cute. the little flips, man. You can call it like waddle? It's more of a waddle, isn't it? I don't know. I'm excited. That's so hype. Buddy, we don't want to look at you. Come here. Oh, I see him. Look, he's in the background. That's my guy. Oh, he's so sick. I wonder if the camera's going to zoom in on the, Can you zoom in on the purple? Guess not. How obnoxious. It's zooming on every single one but the one I wanted to. I'm just going to take out all the dweebs. Oh, that's so sick though. Final shiny. I'm honestly I'm so pleased. I've never got to use this feel in a Sapphire playthrough before. I'm so excited. Let's go. After 7 months of shiny hunting, we found all 8 shinies. And I have to say, this might be my favorite set of shiny Pokemon I've ever collected for a video. I think a lot of this had to do with it not being a Nuzlocke, which allowed me to focus more on the Pokemon that I really liked, as opposed to being super stressed about whether or not the team could handle the next battle, allowing me to appreciate each member of the team for who they are and not how they perform. Well, the hunting may be over, but I want to see this team in the Hall of Fame. First though, I guess we gotta go save the world. I find Team Aqua parked outside of the seafloor cavern, and man, I am taking the Aqua sub over the Titan any day of the week. It was slightly annoying, but I make my way through the seafloor cavern, only to walk into a very, interesting scene between Archie and Maxie. Probably not the best camera angle. Archie is upset that we ruined his special fun time, so he attacks us. It's been ages since we last battled him, but he really hasn't gotten that much stronger, and now that he's a Gardevoir, Alphonse kind of hard counters Archie, with all of his Pokemon being weak to either Psychic or Fairy type moves. And so, he one-shots Mightyena with Draining Kiss, Muck comes in second, but falls to a single Psychic. Archie then sends in his Crobat, who actually does outspeed Alphonse and hits a very nasty Poison Fang. Alphonse does hang on, so he gets his third one-hit KO, leaving Archie with his ace Sharpedo. He Mega Evolves it, giving it extra bulk, allowing it to survive a Draining Kiss. And even though Alphonse healed back to full HP, he gets Yuno reverse carded and is one-shot himself by a Crunch. You almost got the sweep, buddy. You were so close. I send in Winry to avenge her friend, and she outspeeds Mega Sharpedo to land a discharge, finishing the battle. Even after defeating him, Archie still awakens Kyogre. To stop Hoenn from becoming the new buyer, the adults of Hoenn all collectively decide to send me down to the Cave of Origin, which is crazy because it's Archie's fault this is happening, so why not send him down? And then besides him, there's the strongest gym leader in Hoenn, who is a water type expert. And then next to him is Steven, the literal strongest trainer in Hoenn. But nah, let's send the 10-year-old. Yeah, cool guys. Hey, look, at least I get some mad drip. My new suit is so cool that Kyogre takes me for a ride down to the deepest depths of the cave. But then, I made a big mistake. I took the suit off. This angers Kyogre so much that it reverts to its primal form. And I won't lie, Primal Kyogre looks so cool. But I don't want to drown, so it's up to Edward and I to put it down. Despite being one of the strongest legendaries in the franchise, Primal Kyogre is no match for Edward, who almost gets the clean one-hit KO with Leaf Blade. And yeah, its Origin Pulse does impressive damage considering Ed 4 times resist, but it isn't enough! And Ed saves Hoenn from permanent swimming lessons with one more Leaf Blade. Kyogre is one of my favorite legendaries, and I wish I could have gotten it shiny in this run, but sadly Kyogre is shiny locked in these games. Maybe I'll do some Dynamax adventures to get myself a purple whale. For now though, all of Hoenn is happy to see an end to the rain, and a new start to blue skies. Oh, also, Archie and Shirley, basically get married, with her declaring that she'll stay with him despite him, trying to flood the world. Cute, but also, maybe don't enable him too much, girl, Some self-value, please. You would have drowned too, I'm just saying. That puts an end to the Team Aqua portion of the story, but I still want to see my shinies in the Hall of Fame. The next big step to that goal is beating the 8th and final gym leader, Wallace. And this guy is the guy that was so scared of Kyogre that he sent a literal child to go deal with it. So yeah, this should be pretty easy. I mean, bro leads with a Love Disc, one of the weakest Pokemon in the game. What is he up to? Why is this on his team? Obviously, Winry gets a clean one-shot, so Wallace sends in his Whiscash next. And this Pokemon is a bit more of a problem for Winry thanks to its ground typing. But for Edward, its ground typing is just another weakness. And just to overkill the poor fish, Edward Mega Evolves and hits a 4 times super effective Leaf Blade, which would have one-shot Whiscash probably 15 times over. Wallace is definitely feeling the pressure as he sends in his ace early. I'm not that scared though, as Ed should be able to get the clean one-hit KO. Oh no. Well, Ed lives up to his clown personality once again. Winry is more locked in, and even though it took a while thanks to Milotic spamming Recover, she is able to get the KO with a critical hit Discharge. I was then shocked when Winry got the clean one-shot on Celio. Pun was very much intended, by the way. Now Wallace is down to his final Pokemon, a Sea King. And with Winry's impressive showing, I thought she'd have no problem dealing with this bucktooth koi. I was very wrong. It survives with red HP and KOs Winry with a waterfall. It's no problem really, I just had to send in Rose to get the last hit with a Dragon Pulse. And with that, I've collected all 8 gym badges, using only shiny Pokemon. But now it's time to go all the way. I now have all 8 gym badges, but I still had a couple of things I needed to do before I challenged the Elite Four. First on my to-do list is to finally evolve a Lust, and I thought this process would be super annoying based on my Pokeblock experience from the original games. But they've made it pretty easy in the remakes, which, thank heavens. All I had to do was pick blue berries to mix together to create blue blocks, and then feed those said blocks to Lust until he was at max beauty. Now Lust just needs to level up once, which honestly took 20 minutes since Lust can't fight her own battles yet, but it was worth the time and effort to see the beautiful shiny Milotic. This is a top tier shiny, and I'm so glad they made Feebas so accessible in these remakes, so I actually got a chance to own this incredible shiny. My to-do list then took me to Verdantturf Town, and in this house here there is a very important item. Well, there was meant to be, but I ended up coming out empty-handed. So I did some quick research, and I actually realized I forgot to reunite the 2 lovers in the Rosturf tunnel. So I head right back in and break the rocks blocking their love. The man gives me the Agronite, but that's not what I was looking for, so I return to the house where the girl is still inside, and she gives us the Gardevoirite. With this, Alphonse is going to become an absolute monster. I'm still not quite ready for the Elite Four, but I'm more than prepared for the Victory Road. And man, even in the updated graphics, this is still super nostalgic and really brings back all the memories I have of the numerous times I went through Hoenn's Victory Road as a kid. While I do go through the Victory Road, I just wanted to touch back on what I said in the intro. You know that really cringe part about Pokemon Sapphire changing my life? Well, I wasn't lying. You see, I was introduced to YouTube through some older kids from across the road, and the first video they ever showed me was Tex vs the Reds in Red vs Blue. It blew my mind, and then they showed me a bunch of old school brain rot videos like the I'm a Kitty Cat song, but it's a hunter singing it. You all probably too young, but it's just a cat, he goes, I'm a kitty cat, and I'm meow 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 meow. Look, brain rot was around for a very long time, that's all I'm trying to say. Now, at the time, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I didn't know these guys super well, so I was a bit too shy to ask if YouTube had any Pokemon videos. So as soon as I got home, the first thing I looked up was, well, simply Pokemon. And I stumbled across
Leroy's Pokemon Sapphire Walkthrough Part 2.
Every day after school, I would come home and watch Leroy's Pokemon Sapphire videos, and I'd play alongside him. My family also had just moved at the time, so I was pretty lonely, but Leroy's videos made it seem like, I don't know, less lonely, like I had a friend to play Pokemon with, I guess, if that makes sense. He also made YouTube look so easy, and from then on, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a YouTuber like Leroy, and so as soon as I got my own laptop, I began making Pokemon Let's Play videos.
Hello everybody, Epic Game here. Today I'm playing some Pokemon Emerald, and this is a randomizer.
Which then eventually became a VGC channel. Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of The Road to Master Ball. And these first couple of episodes we're going to be using Wolfie Clicks team. Which then in turn evolved into me making this channel. And this channel in these last 9 months alone has changed my life so much. Outside of YouTube, this year has been one of the hardest years of my life. And I honestly, I don't know what I would have done with this channel. So seriously, thank you all so much. And you know, supporting, sorry, I'm getting a bit teary. You don't know, sorry. You don't know how much, I've scripted this? Sorry, this didn't happen. Oh my god, sorry. You don't know how much you've all done for me. Seriously, thank you all. And thank you, YouTube, for letting me post these silly little videos and actually, you know, be something. That doesn't make it, sorry. I scripted this, I'm still stumbling. I'm sorry. Anyway, and most of all, Leroy, I know there's no chance you're watching this video. I'm pretty sure he's moved well on with his life. But thank you for making your videos, man. You changed my life. Seriously, so thank you. Again, I doubt he'll ever watch this, but if you are, man, seriously, thank you so much. Anyway, I'm done yapping and being sappy. Let's go battle Wally and show him how strong Alphonse has become. Even without Mega Evolving, Alphonse goes crazy here. Two-shotting Altaria with Draining Kiss, then two-shotting Magneton with Resisted Psychics. Wally's Roserade and Delcatty weren't as lucky, and both got clapped by a cheeky one-hit knockout, leaving Wally with his Gallade. Wally has grown so much from when we first met him all the way back in Petalburg City, so it's only fair that we give it our all in this battle. Wally and I lock eyes, and almost like a symbol of our growth from our own adventures, we both begin Mega Evolving our Pokemon. Our Mega Pokemon then trade blows, with Gallade barely standing after a Draining Kiss. It then retaliates with a powerful attack of its own that Alphonse doesn't just shake off, but does survive. Honestly, it's great to see Wally putting up a fight with the Ralts we helped him catch, but it's not enough as Alphonse moves first and wins the battle with another Draining Kiss. I adore Wally as a character. I do wish they made his battle a bit tougher so you could really feel how strong he has become on his journey, and maybe give him more of a cap to how much potential he has, you know, just make it a tougher battle, and this is just, it's beautiful. Nevertheless, a pretty fun battle anyway, and with a gorgeous backdrop in these games. Like, the visuals have been crazy. With Wally defeated, the gates to the Pokemon League are now open, and I can challenge the Elite Four whenever I'm ready. But there was just one last thing to do before we attempt to enter the Hall of Fame, and that's evolve Alex into a Walrein. Luckily, he did get enough XP from the Wally battle to evolve into Celio, which to be fair isn't nearly as cute as Feel, but I still think deserves more love than it gets. I mean, he's just a chunky little cutie, like why don't we love him more? I then spent another half an hour or so leveling up Alex against the Pokemon from the Victory Road until he finally hit level 44, evolving into the incredibly beautiful yet intimidating shiny Walrein. This Pokemon is so cool, and it's one of those mons that I feel like never makes it into many regional dexes. But maybe we'll be able to use it in ZA. Though to be honest, I'm not really holding my breath on that one. I'm now finally ready to take on the Elite Four, but I can only pick 6 of my shinies to join me in the Hall of Fame. Some were easy choices like our starter Edward. He was the first shiny of the run, and he's like the big brother of the team, so I just had to bring him. Alphonse is just far too strong and far too iconic with his mega form, so there was no way I was going to leave him behind. Winry, on the other hand, isn't nearly as strong or as iconic to the majority of Pokemon fans, but to me, she's the favorite child. Honestly, Winry has been the most fun and most surprising Pokemon this whole run, and I mean, like, just look at her, she's simply just too cute to leave behind. Rose also kind of fits into this camp as she is fluffy and adorable as hell, but like Alphonse, her typing and mega form makes her inclusion a no-brainer. Plus, as I said before, Mega Altaria is my favorite Mega. As I type this right now, I'm actually bidding for a Mega Altaria full art, so like, yeah, Rose is joining the team. This brings us to the final 2 picks, and I think bringing MB is just a solid choice. One, he took me forever to find and was super annoying, so I feel like I need to maximize his screen time. And second, there are a lot of physical attacking threats in this Elite Four, so his bulk plus Will-O-Wisp support should hopefully be a huge help. This final pick honestly might stir up some controversy. My final pick is Alex the Walrein. And yes, I know a lot of you might be a bit mad that Lust the Milotic didn't make it to the team, but I haven't used a Walrein before, but I've used a Milotic like a bunch of times. Plus, Alex has a big bald spot, which is super relatable because he's just like me. Oh, also, he's purple. So yeah, that's the team. Let's see if they can make it to the Hall of Fame. Man, look at how awesome this hallway looks. God, I hope they bring back themed rooms for each Elite Four member in Gen 10. Despite his hall looking amazing, Sydney himself wasn't anything too impressive, and despite being pretty underleveled, Alphonse was able to one-tap his whole team with Dazzling Gleam. Well, that was certainly anticlimactic. Sydney has always been fodder and an easy battle, but from here the challenge really begins as we face off against Phoebe, the Elite Ghost Trainer. We both lead the battle with our Dusclops, but MB is a lower level, so Phoebe's Clops moves first and uses Confuse Ray. But we go for the far superior element with a Will-O-Wisp, getting the burn and lowering its attack stat. Phoebe's Dusclops then sets up a Future Sight as Shadow Punch from MB leaves it with red HP after the burn damage. I knew she was in full restore range, so I attempted to land another Will-O-Wisp, but MB ends up missing. Her Clops then sacrifices his newly refreshed health bar to set up a curse, but this allowed MB to get the KO with a Shadow Punch, claiming first blood in this battle. I'd also like to add that MB didn't hit himself even once during all of that, so Edward, you know, take notes, you could really learn a lot. I myself could also learn a lot, to be fair, because when Phoebe sends in her Sableye, I don't switch, so MB gets clocked by a foul play. Sorry MB, that was my B. Sableye is only weak to fairy type attacks, so I send in Alphonse and Mega Evolve him, ensuring the one-shot with Dazzling Gleam. Phoebe then sends in her Bayonet, and despite its really cool design, it's actually a pretty bad Pokemon, so Alphonse one-shots it with a Shadow Ball. And it's of course the same story for her second Bayonet. Her Dusknoir, however, was looking pretty scary. Well, that was until Alphonse got a critical hit on Shadow Ball and his 4th one-shot of the fight. BB was slightly tougher than Sydney, but Alphonse ended up clutching it up for us. It's kinda crazy that the little Ralts I struggled to level up at the beginning of the game is now destroying the strongest trainers in Hoenn. Glacier, however, might prove to be a big problem as I have a distinct lack of Ice-type counters. I do end up leading this battle with Rose, which might seem like a bit of a throw because she's 4 times weak to Ice-type attacks. But she can Mega Evolve and now she's only 2 times weak, while also boosting her special attack. And Flamethrower leaves Glalie with barely above red HP. It surviving is actually super annoying, since it's able to set up a light screen, boosting her team's special defense. I'm pretty confident though that she's going to heal here, so I use Fly in an attempt to stall out the light screen turns. Fly doesn't do crazy damage when it lands, but that's okay, because it allows me to use Fly once more, and after landing for a second time, the light screen does finally fade. Rose does end up eating a nasty Ice Shard, but is able to finally get the KO onto Glalie with a Flamethrower. Rose then outspeeds and lands a critical hit Flamethrower on Glacier's Frostlass for the easy one-shot. Rose is actually kinda cooking here. Sadly, she does quickly run out of gas against Glacier's second Frostlass, as Rose misses a Flamethrower thanks to the Snowcloak ability. It then retaliates with a Blizzard, destroying my poor Mega Altaria. Frostlass is pretty frail, so I send in Envy, and with 2 priority Shadow Sneaks, he is able to take it down. Glacier then finally sends out a Pokemon that doesn't evolve from Snow-Run, and I wanted Envy to get a burn here to get that continuous chip damage. But Walrein whips out a Sheer Cold, and it connects? For all those at home that don't know, Sheer Cold, if it connects, will always KO. So yeah, not much I could do about that. I then send in Winry, who can hit Alex's evil twin with a super effective discharge. And she does get the paralysis into the full power, and a second discharge does leave Walrein with red HP. And then it connects with a second Sheer Cold. What is happening right now? Unfortunately, half of my team is dead, so I have to send in the Grass-type Edward, who is able to finish off the Walrein with a Leaf Blade. And Glacier is down to her final Pokemon, yet another Glalie. It's not the most exciting roster in the world, but Edward also doesn't have many options to hit this thing with, and Leaf Blade is looking like a 3-hit KO, while Freeze Dry could potentially be a 2-hit KO with a high roll. But she ends up throwing by using Hail, so Edward freely gets the final blow with a 3rd Leaf Blade, and with that final Leaf Blade, we are now onto the final member of the Elite Four. In theory, Drake might be the easiest battle for my team. I mean, I do have 2 Fairy types and the Ice type Alex, who is able to one-shot Drake's first Pokemon with a 4 times super effective Ice Beam. This brings in his Flygon, who on paper should be another easy victim for Alex, but it outspeeds and confuses him with a Supersonic. And our confusion luck stays strong as Alex hits himself, which is just classic for this run because everyone wants to do it but Envy. We then get super unlucky again as Flygon hits a critical hit Rock Slide, bringing poor Alex super low. He doesn't hit himself this turn though, so another Ice Beam can get the one shot. Drake then sends in his second Flygon, and because of the damage from the crit, it is able to finish Alex off with a Boom Burst. I know that my Lotic lovers are just cheering right now, I actually kind of think Lust would have soloed these 3 easily, but it is what it is. I'm still happy I brought Alex, okay? Alright, he's still cool, please. Anyway, when in doubt, you send in Edward. I mean, Rose or Alphonse would have been much better here, but hey, Kid BP would have had his Sceptile out the whole fight. So you know what? In memory of him, I'm going to Mega Evolve Edward, making him a part Dragon type. And with the now stabbed Dual Chop, he's able to one-shot Flygon. Drake does bring in his Kingdra next, and it just barely, and I mean barely, survives a Dual Chop and retaliates with a 4 times super effective Ice Beam, one-shotting poor Edward. Well, I do what I should have done to begin with, and I send in Alphonse, who also fails to one-shot after Drake heals Kingdra to full HP. but that must have been a low roll because Drake heals it once again, but Dazzling Gleam actually one-shots this time. This leaves Drake with his ace Salamence, who gets fragged by a Dazzling Gleam. Looks like Alphonse was kind of overshadowing himself with his own Mega Form, because without it, he's still a monster. With Drake defeated, we are now approaching the champion of Hoenn, Steven Stone. This is Hoenn's strongest trainer, but I know my team has what it takes to make it to the Hall of Fame. Steven leads the final battle with Skarmory, and I lead with the adorably deadly Winry. And even with the 6th level difference, she is able to outspeed and get a bunch of damage off, plus a full para onto Skarmory, giving her a free KO on the next turn with Volt Switch. This in turn gives us a free switch into Alex, as Steven sends in his Aggron, who Alex can't actually one-shot thanks to its sturdy ability, so I do sadly need to sacrifice Winry, so I send her back in, and she catches a nasty Stone Edge on the switch. But she can outspeed next turn to get some decent chip on Aggron before being finished off by an Earthquake. I can now safely switch into Edward, who I Mega Evolve once again to boost his attack stat. And thanks to Winry, he is able to take down Aggron with a 4x super effective Earthquake. Cradilly is 3rd for the champion, and Edward doesn't really have the tools to take it on, but Alex does, so I switch him in on a Sludge Bomb, and Ice Beam from Alex on the next turn isn't even close to one-shotting. But it does get the freeze. Let's go! And with this freeze, Alex can safely take down Cradilly while taking minimal damage. Claydol is next to enter the field, and it does outspeed Alex to set up a pesky light screen, destroying his damage output from Surf. Because of the screens, I am forced to switch into Edward, who uses the physical Leaf Blade to get the KO onto Claydol. Armaldo is next, but its bug typing makes this matchup a bit awkward, so it's back into Alex. But X-Scissor does a whole lot more damage than I thought it would, so he's only able to land one light screen Surf before being finished off by a second X-Scissor. I know Alphonse will just get one-shot by Steven's last Pokemon, so I send him in hoping he could finish off the Armaldo, as Light Screen ended that turn. But he's just short of getting the KO, and X-Scissor almost one-shots him. Steven does use a full restore, which would be annoying if Alphonse's Psychic wasn't a clean 2-hit KO. But it is, so woo! With that KO, we are now facing off against Steven's ace Metagross. And unlike the original Sapphire, Steven's Metagross now has a Mega Form. You guys are gonna love this. Call him Megagross now. I doubt Alphonse would have outsped anyway, but Metagross hits him with a priority Bullet Punch, so he never had the chance to land an attack. This does give me the switch into MB, and honestly, Metagross is half the reason I brought him to the Elite Four, as he's able to tank a Meteor Mash from a Mega Metagross while being underleveled and without holding the Eviolite. That is just insane natural bulk. And then he lands a Will-O-Wisp to get the burn, cutting Metagross's 145 attack stat in half. This attack cut lets Envy survive a second Meteor Mash, and then she hits a nasty Shadow Punch in return. Sadly though, he couldn't tank another attack, so Envy does fall. We are now down to only 2 Pokemon, and I think this is the perfect time for our aces to face off. So I send in Edward, and he outspeeds to land an Earthquake. But Metagross lives with like 1 HP, and then crashes into Edward with a Giga Impact, which he barely survives. And from the grave, NB claims the KO with his Will-O-Wisp burn damage being the last ticket damage needed to defeat champion Steven. This has been an incredible journey, but I couldn't have done it without my beautiful team of shiny Pokemon, and as they entered the Hall of Fame, I came to realize that this might have just been my favorite shiny journey so far. I know this wasn't the original like Ruby and Sapphire, but being able to hunt in the Hoenn region was such a blast, especially with all the fun methods and with twice the odds compared to the original. I did say I'd give you all a review at the end of the video, but I'm actually kind of scared about how long this video will be, so I'll just quickly hit you with a very brief one. This game is easily my favorite 3DS Pokemon game. Do keep in mind that I haven't played the Ultra game, so I'm really just comparing it to X and Y. And it's also a top tier remake. It clears BDSP in every way. The question is though, do I like it more than the original? And, no, but I think that's only because of the nostalgia bias. I think objectively the remakes are better games, and my overall score is a 9 out of 10. I might do a more in-depth review on my second channel, or maybe a member-only video here on this channel. I haven't really decided yet, but it kind of seems like a big undertaking, so I'll keep you updated on that. Also, how awesome is it that in the credits, it shows the Pokemons as shinies? That's so sick. This credit scene, actually amazing. I actually sat down and like watched most of it. It's so sick. Well, anyway guys, I better wrap up the video. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you did enjoy this video, you'll love the videos on screen now. This adventure was so much fun, and I appreciate you all allowing me to do these kinds of videos. It does mean a lot. Anyway, as always guys, be kind, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.